Welcome back to Foundry. My name is Nilaus and we are here with update 2 Galactic Commerce, and I have decided to play a little bit longer because thank you very much for your support. It was awesome, and I think there's something I really want to do with this game. So in the first game we set up this nice base that does kind of everything. What we also do is I spent quite a lot of time, not in the last episode, but sort of in order to get it to make like glass and concrete and steel and all sorts of things, and make every single little bit of extra components. But my ambition for this playthrough is actually, I don't want to build anything except for science, machines so I can build the base bigger, and robots and drones so I can sell. So that means if we look at it, well, also a few other things, but generally, so that means like we want to make these things so we can sell them and make a profit. We want to make science because we want to make science, and we want to make sort of the machines we need. That's it. So that means stuff like building this one. We eventually don't want to do this, which also think that then we can go away from a bus build, because couldn't we, this is just me brainstorming, wouldn't it be possible to, I'm just going to start this research here, we'll come back to that, couldn't we basically have a location here for each of the inputs, and then a factory, and then another one that goes up, so that we can actually make it more microservice oriented, where it gets like maybe 3 inputs and then a little base and then 1 output which will go back up. It's going to take a hell of a lot of robots, but I think it could be possible. But the first thing we want to do in this episode is the part of the tech that really just made me fall in love with this game, and that was is the construction ship port, port, warehouse, and modular planner. Super cool builds, and I definitely want to dig into that because that's the giant buildings that are so awesome. What we also want to do is we also want to make sure that we are always making profit or always making something up here, because kind of our bottleneck will be, what are we going to do in this area here? So we have one location we basically want to continue, so we can unlock a sector. We have trade license here. Oh, nice. So I think that what we want is probably more ships. So let's extend the hangar bay. Where are you at? Spaceship hangar, that one. That is 4.5 minutes. So let's take that. We continue to expand this so we can get more ships. Actually, let's see. Spaceships. We don't have the new ship. I think I actually want the better ships before I want the more ships. Let's see. So this is docking spaceship workshop, docking facility. We can get that one. That's a much better ship. We want to do that first. So now we have the first thing, and we have prepared some of the things. So we got 3 new things. We got a construction warehouse, we got a construction transport ship, and we got a construction ship port. That sounds really complicated, but the basic core of it is I need a warehouse. This warehouse will contain construction parts. Now, where is the input? That's the input. Okay. Then I need to somehow align it towards the same as the other ones. Does that seem right? Yeah, that's fine. There we go. So this warehouse will contain construction parts. We made construction parts earlier because we needed them up in space, but now we also need them here. So let's go down. Let's go here. And inbound. And then I realized that that does not work. Downwards. There. Good. So we are now, this is one thing that I really dislike, that you can't limit it, because I don't want 25,000 of this. I wish we could sort of set a limit to say only 1,000 or something like that. But anyway, this is now going to fill up. This is where we have it. There are landing pads on top where we can land ships. And what ships will land? Well, these ships will land. These are construction ships. This one should be about the same size, right? There. Yeah. So these 4 are construction ships. No, they're transport ships. They transport the construction parts to the giant building. So we're going to make a giant building over here, and we just completed the one that we want. And let's see, that is over here by modular building. We're going to be making one of these radio towers. And here's the radio tower, and we're going to be placing it facing this way. And it's just a giant building, but it's not going to build anything yet. It's just going to be sort of the framework, but it's not done yet. In order for us to complete it, because it's a modular building, we have to go and use this construction planner, the blueprint planner, and then we get into a modular building designer configuration, which is, and then we can see somewhere there's the robot. It's always sort of positioned in weird way, but we want, okay, I want to stand on this side there, and then a little bit closer. There we go, so I can actually see it. It's on the other side. So here I'm gonna make an attachment, power pole attachment, and you can see that costs 100 construction parts. Then we're gonna be adding on top a middle part, and a middle part. It says that the minimum we have to do, and a top part. So now the configuration is complete, and it needs 5,100 construction parts. That's a lot, and we can then start construction. Nothing really gets done, but all these transport bots will start transporting the construction parts from the warehouse into this location, but nothing gets built yet. This is why we have, hanger extension bay, nice. This is why we have this thing here. And I believe these ones actually are on a high power network. So we do have to kind of get the power in here. There, and there's just one construction part from this. Let me see, is this, yes, this is powered. So it has to go like this, here. That was interesting. Yeah, and then it has to go in and catch the rest of the power network somewhere. There we go. They are now connected, and hopefully, yes, what we see now is that these construction bots go over here and start constructing it. So the transport drones transport from the warehouse to the construction site, and the construction bots actually complete the construction. That's how it goes. We are now working on the next longhand scanner, and the reason why I'm building this radio tower is twofold. First, it's cool. Second of all, it allows me to get access to the space station anywhere, which I don't have until I have a radio tower. So that's kind of fine. We have now a additional location here. We have a little bit of money and station upgrades. What else should be good? We want to get market office might be a thing. Orbital laser communications. Actually, I'm gonna go with more ships right now. I know that ships are just always going to be a problem. So let's buy some ships. So the thing is, these that are on a supply route are fine to use. The small ones, they're fine because the throughput out to other locations isn't really that much. But up and down from planet, it's really important that we get a better ship. So this ship is one cargo pod, a bay. It takes the same amount, but it has 2 times as much storage capacity. That is awesome. I can buy 3 of those and those. And I will assign these to planetary shipping. And then I will deselect 2 of the small cargo ship from planetary shipping. So the small ones, I'll use those for sending out. And let's see. Small cargo ship tier 2. This one is deselected, and this one is available. Where didn't I deselect 2? That one. You need to be planetary shipping. So 3 for planetary shipping and 2 are queued for de-assignment. Now we have 2 available here, and then we can go to the galaxy map to our newest location, and we can then open route, manage, and we'll take a small ship. This is the max capacity. That's fine. This capacity is plenty for what we need. I will just give you everything. Save. That's 1. And also for the other one. There. Ship management. Get the other unassigned ship and assign it with the maximum. There's really no reason why you wouldn't want to get absolute maximum. So this one, if this sector could potentially give us 49,000 if we win this sector. And we want to win that sector. Are there any other sectors we could get? This one's a bad one. This one up here seems good as well, but it's a big one. But also how much potential... Oh, we don't even know what the potential is without... Yeah, we don't... okay, so this one's at 12,000. Oh, that's not much. We can try to take this one as well. So we go here, go to parent sector, unlock the sector. That's the last sector we can unlock. And we don't have any more trade license. So we need now the antenna upgrade and the communications array update to get that. But we are still getting more hangar bay. However, now we have a little bit of a problem here. Because if we look at this, we have only allowed to use this small ship, but we should actually switch it over to the big ship. And then say, you know what, from now on, you're only allowed to use the bigger ship for this. And that has to be updated for all of them. So the next update we want to get here is, it's either the antenna or it's the communication center. It's the communication center, so we get 5 more licenses. That takes 10 minutes. That's a long time. It's not expensive. Thermalite bars wise, we have 3 additional ships, so we have spaceships. Now, what I can do is, these small cargo ships are actually useless because nothing is requesting this on the ground. So we don't actually need these. We could still use them for shipping out here, or we could sell them. But if we have extra ones, we should buy extra ships. It's getting expensive, but let's use those. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're really in trouble here. We need to start making some money soon. But for now, I can just send them back onto the planet. It doesn't cost anymore. The fact that it just means that we are amply supporting it. Now, these 2, they are just going to be idle because there's nothing left for them to do. We might be able to do something up here where we can get in and get some trade orders. If you want to do a recurring trade order, then the one we want to do is actually the energy cells, because I want to try to not make energy cells. Energy cells are annoying to make, but with our current money here, we're not really in a position to buy that already. So it's kind of a little bit of an issue. We need more money in order to spend more money in order to make more money. That's kind of how it always goes. At least we can say that over here, this tower is 84% complete, and let's see when that completes. We have the tower completed. That is absolutely amazing, and well, it doesn't work yet because it's not hooked up. So as long as we hook it up into that one, we should go over here and then we can start it, and then it works. Oh, shut up, Carl.
Connection.
There we go. The radio tower can operate on a strain grid, but it needs at least 50%. That doesn't matter. But what this does is basically, as far as I can tell, one thing. That is, allows us to go without having finding one of those terminals. We can just use the uplink directly from anywhere. So, you know, paying 10 megawatts for it is a little bit much. But on the other hand, it's also really nice to be able to do that. We're up to 31,000. That's not much. We can check on the progress here on our planet. Over here, are we winning? Are you winning, son? Yes, we are winning. So we are managing to send stuff out here. What we want to do is we want to make more robots. And if we look at the robots we don't have yet, they require hover engine and energy cell. Aside from the stuff we have, this one, hover engine. This one, the combat hover engine and weapons components. Mining drone is a hover engine. Science assistant is a hover engine and energy cell. So what we need to do is we need to make energy cells and hover engine parts. Hover engine parts is something we can't buy, but we can we can get that. But what we can do is we can go here, and we can, I've set up a new location here. So this one could be set up to be importing, or can be and will, say transport wares from space station, and we want to transport, ooh, spaceship fuel, nice. We don't have thermalite, but okay, never mind, don't get distracted. We will only use the bigger ships here, and we want to transport 500 each time. Don't want to do anything less. 500 items. Oh, 500 items, that's a lot. Ooh, that's expensive. That's gonna go in here, and that means now it's trying to bring things down from the orbit if we have it. Well, we don't have it. So what we need to do is we need to make a spaceship. Actually, we could make these. No. We're going to make one of these available to a spaceship. That will turn it green. That means it is allowed to do a market order. So now I should do a new trade. I'll do a recurring trade, and it will buy this thing. Oof, they're expensive. And how much can we buy? It weighs... So if we buy it up to 2,000, then that is, what was it? 500? That's 2,000. So we buy minimum amount to buy, 5,000. And we want to buy when there's less than 1,000 in stockpile up here. And we want to make sure that we don't use our last dollar or our last thermalite. And then I create this. As soon as this happens, it should send out a ship. Yes, it works. And that cost us 12,500 for 500 energy cells. But, you know, it's nice that we get energy cells. We get it in. Then as it gets in, and this is a kind of another little problem with it, it's 12 minutes. So if we could get some upgrade, we are still working on the administrative upgrade. If we could get more upgrades to over, where is it? Docking, the spaceship, this one. So we do a fuel depot, which is, allows us to store fuel. We don't have that yet. This one is reduce market travel time by 2 minutes. That's amazing. Amazing. And this one is fuel efficiency. We don't need this, but we kind of need this to increase the throughput. So, and it's really cheap, 5,000. It does cost 11 minutes to make. So once this is done, we're going to be starting on the reduction of the travel speed. So it goes to 10 minutes, and then it goes to 8 minutes, and then to 6 minutes. That makes it basically doubles the throughput, because right now, as it is, if we are getting 500 in, and that's every 12 minutes, that is 41 per minute. That's not impressive. It's something, but it's not impressive. We'll also go in here, see if there's anything interesting. What I would like to do, though, is actually start improving the weight on all of these, so that we use fewer spaceships to transport them. I think that's more valuable than getting 5% extra here. So we're going to start doing that one for every single one that is upgraded. Oh, and the construction complete with all my yapping along. So we'll complete this one as the next one. So we can see that this is working. The energy buying thing is now coming home. It actually did come home once, but I had some few things I wanted to do, and then we're getting it here. Unfortunately, we don't see anything, but what we saw immediately was that it sent another one out, which only takes 10 minutes, which is nice. And we can then go to storage. It says that nothing out of 2,000. That's probably because it was sent down immediately. Wow, that's quick. And that comes in here, and it starts unloading. It unloads here, and that's perfect. So what I have done in addition is this one here. This will be making the next part that we want to do is space science, or science, not space science, science pack 4. So circuit boards, we got it. Energy cells, we buy it. Thermalite sheets, we got it, but most of it is actually being used, let's call that, on construction material. So I've stopped the construction material build for a little bit, and then we can build this one here. Let's see. So we'll start by just getting stuff inbound here. There has to be like a little bit of build in each episode, even though all the builds are kind of the same, for better or for worse, but there's not much in terms of, let's say, variation in how to build things. Once you sort of, because of the length of the inserters, there's really not a lot of sort of room for creativity for this. Just place that one here, and these ones are out. And of course I missed, oh man. Well, anyway, so what I need to do was I wanted to get circuits. That is the first one. on the line. That's nope. Thermalite sheets is first. So thermalite sheets is first. I get that here, and that one, and we branch it in. Then the next one, which will be over here, will be the next. That's going to be circuits. There. And I also built the hover engines so that we have those. And the final one is going to be the newfound and dearly paid for energy cells there. And we're using quite a lot of our resources just to buy these energy cells. Of course, a lot of it is wasted out here and particularly out here. But that's just one of those things. It's a one-time expense. I'll have to accept it and then just move on. And research is now coming in. It's absolutely not fast, but it is coming in, and we can start working on the next tier of science. So now we have all the ones with the yellow dot also enabled, and there are so many good things. The best thing is advanced steel smelting, because we get an advanced smelter and we get an advanced crusher, and that gets us some, they are just basically faster than normal ones. Plus we also get a better way to make steel, so that's really nice. And we also get an assembler, it's really nice. We got some crazy good belts, but they are a little expensive. They need circuit boards and advanced circuits, but yeah, they're definitely also something. Cargo shuttles are amazing to get, and we might get that at some point, but not right now. So we're going to be working on the advanced steel smelting, and then the assemblers after that. And did we get a completion? Yes, we got a completion of things in orbit. That was the antenna. So let's have a look again on our location. Oh, look at that. We're winning market share here. What about this one? Why not? This one, we're really low on this. So that indicates to me that we are not keeping up. Oh, screen bots are not coming in. We have not been able to set screen bots. Oh no, what about you? We are selling screen bots. What happened? What happened to this one? Did I forget? Screenbot? Yes. Why are we not getting screenbots to this one then? Oh, okay, let's see. This one. Here. Click, click, click. We are not sending screenbots. Okay, so go to commerce, go to this one. Oh no. Save. Alright, so that's why we're not winning this one over. Damn, that would have been nice. Anyway, we're winning the other one, and we will eventually start sending screenbots there. What about you? Did we even get something there? No, because we didn't have the trade license. So let's get a trade license. Let's see if we have any ships. We do have some ships. That is our 1 and 2. Those are the small ships, so we'll use those because they are available. And we're just going to send this up over here. So that's perfect. And we have a potential, only 12,000 potential on this one. It's not much, but it's something. Then we can look at other locations, other sectors, what they have. Transport drones, science robot, that's definitely not something we can support. Here, yes, with the accepting of planter bot, and yes, but planter bot. Okay, but we have to go through this one first. So how much is this worth? This is not worth much, but we did get another sector, so we could send another one here, and we could buy a trade license, and we could start adding the last of the ships we have available, and then just send more heavy duty and more transport bots there. So we'll try to get more zones in, and then potentially, hopefully, get more money in from all of this. It's yeah, this will be the next one, I think, because it's still more of the stuff we already have. Yeah, let's just mark this. License, we have 7, it's 8, and 9. So now we have the trade license here. So that means we actually need we need more ships. And that's again spaceship hangar. And we're gonna get this extension. Let's get that. Another couple of spaceships are done, and we could go to the spaceship, or another spaceship upgrade is done. That is another hangar bay upgrade. We have 0 left, so we're just going to start the repairs of the nuclear reactor, or some kind of reactor. It's 160, and it takes forever. It costs a little bit of money, but it takes forever. So I'm just going to start that, and that's going to be, which will run until the next episode. What I've also been building as well is setting up something here for the maintenance drones. There, and then the planter drones. Here. That one. So we should get all of these in here. And oh, that's misplaced. Misplaced, 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 misplaced. Oh, got it. There. For some reason, I want this to be on the middle of those two. There. And that means we now go over here. And then we have another one. This one will be maintenance drones. That is this one. Go. Only with the big ones. And a minimum of 28 items. Go. And then we start seeing things come in. 5. That's because it's just one craft that was done. Oh, wow. These are fast. How the hell is that one so fast? Okay, never mind. Well, that's the planter drones. Planter drones, yes. And it is going to be 40. Go. And it easily fills up. So those will now be sent to orbit. And we go up here. We look at our sales platform. We've enabled the planter drones. We've enabled the maintenance drones. And we have potential for more ships. We have one ship that's doing market order. That's just going back and forth and always buying more of these. Ouch. Then the other thing is we have over here, we just bought this location. And we don't have ships. No, we don't have ships. So in this case, I actually think I want to buy the cheaper ships. Not because because I'm going to buy the cheaper ships. Because they are good enough. So we buy 1, 2, and 3 of the small ships. And they will now be sent over to these locations here. So, all of this we got. We set a ship. I assign number 14. And this can do all of it. And then remember to scroll down and get the last one. That one is done. Next ship. Supply route. Ship management. Add ship. That. Configuration. Yes, we now have the planter drones. There. That one. And then the last one in this sector. Open supply. Ship management. And we get the last of the ship. Ships we have available. So every ship, I think our scaling, ooh, that's a big one. And we still have plenty available because the scaling now is very much about how many ships do we have available, because the ships are needing to do all of this. And if we look at this sector, it is 67,000 as a potential. This one, are we winning? We're winning a little bit here. This one, are we winning here? Yeah, we're winning a little bit here. What about over on this sector? Well, this one we still are lacking because we are only barely catching up here. So in this sector we are only at 40% and we need to be up at overburden spire in order to start getting the progress bar. This progress bar is looking good. We are looking over here. So as long as we have everything going up, then we will eventually win this zone. And if we look at it, we're not getting a market leader yet for the planet. But hey, it's definitely a lot of extra stuff. This part here, we cannot win it until we get some transport drones, which is really far into the future. But, you know, eventually we'll get it. And in the meantime, we can get 1, 2, 3. This purple one needs to be my purple. And that one as well. So we have a problem. And the problem is called components, because the components are just not keeping up, because we don't have enough technum, we don't have enough technum to do this. So the easiest thing would be to just go out, find a location like this, and start building. And that's exactly what I did. And then I realized, you know what? At the beginning of the episode, I said, I don't want to build these menial things, I want to import them, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So instead of building, we're going to be, oh, that's this big. Yeah, okay, maybe this is a little bit too big. Okay, we'll try the smaller one. We'll see if the smaller one can handle the throughput. There. Good. So these two will come out here. So what are you going to do? You are going to say, yep, I am going to import from space station. Oh, I don't have the license. Well, go to space then. There, license. We need to buy a license that is on the market, and that is actually for components. Right, so we need to make these components. That gets us a license. How expensive was it? 5,000. It's not much. Oh, look at that. We actually got a lot of money. So let's actually take the money and use it to make a down payment on our here. We're at 19.2 debt tax, and now we're down to 18.8. It's not a big change, but hey, we used our money for something useful to lower our sort of a cost base. But now we just have to wait until this one gets done. So we got the market license available, and we're now going to transport this one down here on a big ship, and that's going to be 4,000 at a time. There we go. That one. So obviously nothing is coming in because we don't have it yet. And we're also going to continue our research. Then we're going to go to the orbit. I'm going to start another upgrade because I actually want another upgrade for the machinery parts, which also takes 6 minutes. So now we need to make a recurring order like this one for this part. 7. Okay. Minimum amount to buy is going to be threshold 4,000. And if I say 4,000, that weighs 2,000 here. And buy if I am below 8,000. Oh, I know what I forgot. Formula to keep. And this has to be one, unfortunately. So this one, why does it not go? It doesn't go because the storage here can only store 2,000. That's a problem. So we actually, instead of maybe getting the machinery parts, we actually might want to instead get the cargo bay upgrade. Yeah, so this one increases the cargo bay from 2,000 to 3,000, and then if I increase to 4,000, then it's the same size as the ship, which just helps a lot. But we can still send this one out if we just change it, and then just say 2,000. That should make it go immediately. Please. Ah, there we go. It goes out, and that takes 8 minutes for it to come back. Okay. Well, we're going to be waiting for the next one to come in, and then we're going to be upgrading the cargo base after that, because we want to get that. So what happens is that now in 8 minutes, this comes back. It cost me 14,000. That's, oh, this is why. Oops. This is why it actually didn't go out immediately. I didn't get it why, but it was because I just didn't have the money. It's because some idiot just paid off a loan when you actually need some working cash. Oops. And now the machinery parts license is also completed, so we can go up here, and now we can start working on the cargo bay upgrades here. It doesn't cost much. It does still take quite a while, but that's just the way it is. And this one is, so it goes out immediately to buy some more. Okay, and that also kind of destroys our profit again, which means we can't even buy another spaceship right now. So right now, this is going to be really expensive to do this, because I'd actually want to also go for this one. And now I can set up from that, and then I can set machinery parts. And it might actually just be the case that doing these things is a little bit too aggressive and is just costing us too much money compared to whether it's worth it or not. And I guess we'll find out. This is just us testing and seeing how the balance of can you buy to make drones and then sell again and make a profit. And now the ship is coming home, and it is. And then it'll probably start another one, maybe. We do have enough money to start another one, but it should be coming in here. Come on, work, damn it. Why is it not coming in? Oh, because this one is saying minimum 4,000. And I don't have 4,000 yet, because in orbit, we now have 2,000, and 2,000 is the maximum. So I should really be sending the 2,000 down. I can't. But I am getting more back here. And when we get that, then I'll have 4,000, and then it'll drop down, I think. And that means we can also go in here and make another recurring order for the machinery parts. They're luckily a little bit cheaper. And we then want to make do with only buying 2,000 of this. And we want to buy it when it's less than 8,000. It's just going to be exactly the same. And don't want to buy our last money off of this for this. So that one should go. And I think it's the Thermalite to keep 10,000 is, oh, it's not the one that prevents it from going. It is actually going. Oops. Well, it's luckily it's cheaper. So there's something. Oh, right. I still have the money. And I also want to buy a spaceship then. Buy another spaceship there and allow you to go on trade routes. Need more money. Oh, the ship is coming in. Look at that. We must have completed the second round, and we now have a ship coming in here. That is wonderful, and that should bring us in 4,000. Now, obviously, we are not getting in enough of this. They're coming out here. Nice. And if we look at the storage now, it's 3,000. I want to wait until it gets to 4,000. When it gets to 4,000, we will change our recipes here, so that they go out and bring out 4,000 each instead of, well, only 3,000. That also means that every iteration will be more expensive. That means it's 28,000 for each shipment of components. But you know, eventually we'll have the money, I would hope. So we'll wait a little bit until we get the cargo extension, and then we'll set it up like we wanted to set up. Now we're also getting the other one. So now we are also unloading the machinery parts, and the machinery parts also go out here and feed into this location. So we now have a good supply. This one is now stacking up because it's no longer being used. It's using primarily from the orbital supply, which I don't know if I'm happy about, like generally using or exclusively from the orbital supply, but I want to try to see if that's a feasible solution. And if we look up here, I have now also changed the markets here. These ones are now minimum 4,000, minimum 4,000. What will happen is that, for example, this one minimum 4,000, so this will actually be rather expensive. Oh, we can't even see it, but it costs 28,000, and we need to make sure that we can keep 10,000, so we need to be up to 38,000 before it even starts sending it out. It is clear that we need more money coming in to support our excessive buying, and what I've done, I have set up 3 additional drones. So that's let's hook those up. Those drones are let's see, what is it? This is the mining drone. Hopefully that will be, you can see the materials. Okay, and these all need the hover engines. And the next one we get is and that is a science assistant drone. And oh, it's not copied correctly. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, this uses mechanical parts. So good thing we actually have our machinery parts. And the last one is very expensive. It needs both hover engines and also weapons parts that I also had to craft. And these ones are making combat drones. So they need to go over here. And we will set up each of these. Send them up. That will be combat drones. Go not on the small ship, but only on the big ship, which is 22 machines until I get some upgrades for this, and send them up. And that was science assistant drone, that one. And this will be not a small ship, but 33 on the big ship. There we go. And last one was the mining drone, and again not on a small ship, but 23 now. Okay. There. And let's see. Is it coming in? 20? Why is it stuck at 20? Oh, it's not stuck at 20. It's 23. And then we should get something inbound. Well, we should. Maybe that's because we don't have enough ships coming in. Yeah, okay. It's pretty crowded with ships. So we need more ships again. And let's go up to the spaceship here. We are actually working on a hangar bay to get this going. We could buy another spaceship, but no, you can see here the market orders. There's 2 that are available to market orders that are not going anywhere. It's a little bit complicated, but you can see these 4 are indicated that they can take market orders, and this one is red. These 2 have an arrow, so you can assign them to another task, while the other ones are out and about. There we go. Oh, energy cells are also coming in. Of course, now energy cells as well. Another electronic circuit is delivery is coming in, and the next one is already in scheduled. Still 7 point something minutes away. It can actually have a pretty good throughput because it's not like it's one ship; it's multiple ships that goes around here. This one has 4,000. 0. Oh, I love the fact that we could just see it go to 0, and then it's coming in because that is sorely needed to support our factory and maintain our high throughput, or our high our earnings. And it's called profit, but it's really not profit, it's earnings. This is not what we get. This is, I think, if we look at it, on the, oops, not here on the finance. Yeah, you can see, okay, so it's also market spend. Yeah, so it's not this is the profit, but this is what is summarized. This is the earnings. Yeah, that's it. And science is continuing. This one is helping. Good. So that's working. That's nice. Then the last thing we want to do is basically we want to make some money. So let's buy another spaceship before it gets used for trade orders. There we go. Another spaceship. And I also, let's see, I want to reassign one of these spaceships from there. So we only have 3 on that, and maybe we'll also assign one of them from here. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Something. We have some ships. And the point is, we want to go into another area. This area looks like it's really good. And because we have most of it, we don't have cleaning bot, we don't have science bot, we don't have personal assistant bot. Okay, so that's not, let's say 3 things we don't have. But here we have everything. Cleaning bot. The vacuum bot we have, the cleaning bot we do not have. Maintenance bot we have, and personal assistant robot. Okay, we don't have those. But what about some military? A planter bot. Okay, so this one is a lot of things we don't really have, but it would be nice to get it. So we're going to be trade license. Damn it, forgot that. Screw the cargo bay upgrade. I want a trade license. We got our trade licenses, so we can now finally go out here and buy the trade license, set up a supply route, get a ship management, assign, and I have 5 ships available, so that's perfect. And 1, 2, off we go. Next one. So unfortunately we can't do everything in this because we don't have, need a ship management there. That one. We have a science assistant, that's nice. We have a snack bot, we have a transport bot, perfect. Send them off. And when we get new robots or new drones, we have to come back to this one and see if there's something new we can do as well. They're assigned that drone and science, yes please. This one will be hard to get market leadership in because it's obviously a little more advanced, but I think we also need something where we can really make some good money. And there's snack bot and transport bot. Transport bots, a lot of those there. And the last in this zone, that's another 3,000 for the license. And here, assign the last of our available ships. We get planter drones, that's nice, vacuum bots, light bots, screen bots, and transport bots. Boom, that's a lot. A lot of things. So this will now, like, how big is this zone? This will have a potentially market value of 680. Obviously, we can't get all that market value because most of the market value comes from the farm bots. You can see farm bots are 680 each, and transport bots are also, transport drones are also good. It's actually inconsistent that they are calling things drones and bots and robots. Like, robots are made in assembly lines. Drones are needing the flying component, I think, the hover thing, and bots are rolling. I think that's kind of, oh yeah, maybe there. So they're rolling and crawling and stuff, and the drones are flying and the robots are walking. Maybe that's consistent. Nice. Anyway, this should give us even more money, which we are going to need for all of our shenanigans we're going to be building here. But this is keeping up. That's nice. We're also in a position where if we go up here, we have 34,000. That's nice. And I think that the Galactic, this one, if I'm looking at the storage, I can see that we don't have anything. So we really want to send out another ship. And that means next time it ticks over, then it goes above 38,000. And that should be the trigger. And these machinery parts are already inbound there. I don't know why they send out 2,000. It should not have been allowed to send out 2,000 when it is minimum 4,000, but I don't know. Oh, right. I think I know why. I think it's because clicky. This is, I'm just trying to understand this. This is weight 4,000, but the ship can only handle 2,000. Yes, okay, so this one should actually be 2,000. There we go. That one. And I'm just saying it less than 8,000, which is obviously too much. So this makes sense because it wanted to send out, it would send out this order, but the order would require 2 ships. So it had to wait until 2 ships were available and then send them out in rapid succession. I guess that's how it works. But this one should be coming up. That's the last thing we want to confirm. And once this under the profit, when this bar closes in, oh wow, look at that. That's a massive amount of extra money we're getting because we enable that. And it should be up to 48,000. Now, I would think that, oh, we only have 3. So we're missing a ship. So it's because we're missing a ship that we're not actually sending something out. Right, so we're going to be buying the last ship we have available. There we go. And allow you to do market orders and then see which market order it gets. It gets an energy cell market order. Too bad. I really wanted to do the electronic circuits, but it will eventually once one of them comes back. Then we'll get and there will go another machinery part. So as soon as one comes back, it goes to another machinery part. Okay, well, it's gonna have to satisfy those before it gets our electronics components because it does take a while for it. So this is actually going to be the end of this episode. I'm super happy with what we have achieved. We have now have, you can see, full storage on all of these robot storages, which is nice. I mean, that means we could sell more, but I also want to make sure that the base is actually saturated and not sort of running out of everything. And we've now sort of stabilized, or we're not sort of, we have stabilized in with actually buying materials, and that's what we're going to do in the future. We're actually going to buy materials for our construction instead of setting up new locations. So it's interesting to see if we can turn this factory game into a commercial game rather than a factory game. That's odd, but hey, we'll continue this in the next episode if there's an interest. So if there's an interest, be sure to hit the like button, follow along, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And of course, if you're a patron supporter, thank you very much for that. And you can also download the save game so you can play along with us in your save game. So until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.